And there you have it, ladies and gents. Welcome back to the Low Varsity League, powered by Lenovo. Light the Sky. But of course, before we get into our second game for Match 2, we'll be introducing ourselves as Casters. I'm Arctic at your service, fam. With me is Chisto, and boom. After quite the interesting game there, we're in TUP, once again exerting their dominance against Malayan College's Laguna. Let's see if they could go a fresh 2-0, or will MCL rise from the ashes, which we hope, because not at the best standing right now they're at. So, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and check out the schedule just so that you guys can get a prequel as to what has happened thus far and what you could expect later on as the day goes on. Of course, currently happening right now, like I mentioned, is TUP versus MCL. And later on, to cap off the day, as Vulcan mentioned, as what is the highlight match for today to look out for, is UPD Oblation Esports versus USD Teletigers.
Yeah, and looking back at the previous game between TUP and MCL, it looked like MCL really struggled to set anything up with their draft and not having the proper vision control because they bought wards so late into the game. It just allowed TUP to dictate the way the game went, and they just constantly chipped down at their towers and constantly pushed for the victory.
Man, oh man. And I actually remember back during our days when we were busy with our own teams, how you were very...
I was very adamant when it came to vision.
There you go.
Because it's very important if you want to win in League of Legends. You want to set down proper visions, give your team more information to work with, and that can really make or break a game.
So there you have it, folks. As Coach Chisto said right there, vision is... Well, we saw what happened as a result of it. But let's go ahead and check out the player cards. Of course, let's review MCL's changes to the roster, but I'll run down everybody. Lucis in the top lane. For jungle, we have Hatred. In the mid lane, it's going to be Stellar. And for our bot lane, it's going to be Asuka and McClure. Of course, once again with Coach Eric Avenir Esguerra.
Yeah, and I think for TUP, we will not go to TUP.
Yes.
We will be heading straight into the drafting phase. I got bamboozled. Let's see. MCL already removing Asedius. Jace will not want to deal with that pick.
Yep. Looks like TUP gonna be sticking with their guns. You know, why fix something that isn't broken? And with this roster, I mean, probably the best yet TUP has had. But looking at the bans, Jace and Gangplank thrown out. Acedia bans. Pew, pew.
Yeah, but with the switch up from MCL Warlock's roster with new subs, that means TUP, they need to adapt in the pick and ban phase because the champ pools are different per player. But right now, I still see more mid lane targeted bans coming from TUP.
My boy Stellar being banned out right here. Talia, LeBlanc, Vladimir. I mean, if I had to peg one player that I really enjoy watching on MCL and who I consider is definitely an asset for them, I definitely peg it as Stellar. And what's interesting because
Stellar play.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out this. So, very clear. Focus top sa TUP. Kaya si Dia, focus mid naman ang ginawa ng TUP sa MCL. So, clear respect right there. But nonetheless, check out the picks here. Jarvan the 4th locked in as first pick for MCL. And then looks like the Alistar and Azir going to be locked in for TUP.
Yeah, Jarvan, one of the strongest junglers in the current meta. Very effective, very strong early game. But the counter from TUP, having this Alistar and Azir, it can knock back the Jarvan. Jarvan only has one option to actually get into the fight if he does not have flash in that EQ combo. And so far, what TUP has locked in, all of these champions can knock back the Jarvan.
So there you have it. Meanwhile, John and Tristana going to be locked in for Asuka and McClure respectively. Man, these bans are being thrown out. You know, Dreams players are really raring to go. So let's just go ahead and run down everything just so that we have all the facts in check. Nar and Sejuani going to be banned out from Acedia and Sar respectively. Syndra and Oriana, so it's going to be a 5-champion ban.
They're tossing everything at Stellar. Really trying to pinch his pool, and I wonder, will this Rise get locked in? And they're trying to really give so much pressure onto him to perform, given that his pool is just so pinched at the moment.
A boy from MCL representing right there. I'm interested in seeing how he'll perform on this Rise, though. Looks like it will be locked in along with the Singe for Lucis. So, wow. Oh,
yeah, let's see. What will Acedia take into the Singe matchup? We have seen Singe rise in popularity. He has had some recent changes. With his W, it now applies the grounded passive. You cannot dash out of that same effect as Cassiopeia. So Singe kind of rising as a tank. Very effective pusher as well. Very annoying to deal with, of course. The #1 rule in League of Legends, don't chase Singe.
No. You don't want to chase Singe. Just don't. I mean, chase your crush, chase your professors to get your grade, but just don't chase Singe, man. But anyway, looking at it, wow, it looks like it's going to be the Fiora, though, for Acedia, as that will be locked in. So far, what can you say about these comps, Cheese? I mean, pretty interesting from both sides.
Yeah, I'm really not surprised that we see Acedia on another carry. I think seeing Yawan Shen would have been a very different side, because Acedia has been one of the main carries for TUP's lineup, and he's very good at performing on these carry-oriented champions. Let's see, will he be able to deal with the annoying Shen in the top lane?
We'll just have to see how that will work out for Acedia, in which case, definitely quite the juicy match that we see here for today. Of course, all eyes once again are going to be towards top side. I mean, aside from Stellar, like I mentioned, personally one of my favorite players on MCL. Lucis as well, quite the star in his own right for MCL as well. There's two consistent players that I really like watching. It's those two. Meanwhile, same goes for TUP, Acedia on this Fiora, and then like you mentioned earlier during the start of Game 1, Za, another key element to what really gets TUP going across.
Yeah, it's one of the X factors for TUP, and his performance have really been carrying TUP as far as laying down vision, setting up his team for success, and that's really what you need from a jungler.
Let's see if that will push through continuously, though, for TUP as we head into Game 4 of Match 2 between, once again, this is Malayan College's Laguna Warlocks versus Technological Institute of the Technological University of the Philippines. I feel TIP. TUP.
I think you miss your former...
Yeah, I'm kind of missing my boys.
Players from TIP,
but then again, TUP is a bit more stronger.
I love this Alistar skin.
I know. You know, every single time that this Alistar skin is... Oh, by the way, TUP Monstrum Vilprobigium. I gotta give credit to that pretty cool name. But anyways, yeah, this Alistar skin, we've been talking about this constantly, how, you know, that bell, it just kind of gets everybody hyped up on your team. And
it's getting so hyped.
Yeah. Hype your team and annoy the other team.
Yeah, that's really how you want to play the game. The mind games early from TUP. But looking at the draft here, we have to highlight how McClure will play on this Jana. MCL Warlocks, they're going to have to rely a lot on the disengage and protection that Jana provides if they want to come out on top, because looking at all the hard engage, all the CC options from TUP, they have to be very careful pushing forward.
Without a doubt. And overall, I mean, if you're going to look at TUP, definitely a lot of champions that are just absolute beasts in the late game. Like, this Azir, this Vayne, oh my goodness. Fiora. Like, this is something that MCL might want to try to capitalize on just a little bit earlier on, just because if they can establish an earlier lead, would be a little bit trickier for TUP to transition into late game. But then again, this is crazy. Like you mentioned, this is like an underdog matchup right now. MCL, a clear underdog in this game. I mean, if they pull off a win against TUP in this game, I think it would be
a monumental upset.
Definitely.
Yeah, and looking at the matchups here, I do believe the pushing advantage will go to the Azir in the early phases. Rise will want to conserve his mana a bit before he gets a Tear of the Goddess or a possible Catalyst.
True.
Because Rise needs a lot of mana to sustain in lane and really go for these trades.
So it's kind of as though, if you're going to think about it, like Azir, I remember the days wherein like a huge problem in his kit was generally early to mid, he's so vulnerable until he picks up items. I mean, I remember that time because we ran Azir back during TIP's own glory days for Janine. And that's one of the biggest concerns. Like, early to mid, he's just so vulnerable. But in this case, for the laning, I mean, regardless of that deficiency with Azir, there's a bigger problem in terms of Stellar as far as lane pushing out.
Yeah, I think until Stellar picks up a few more items, he won't be able to outpush the Azir, but I think the Rise will be able to look for trades once he does get sufficient mana.
Meanwhile, though, here towards bot side, very balanced out here. Looks like both sides is kind of farming out right now, and it's very evident in terms of the CS translating for both the Tristan and Vayne. Just so equal on, dead on.
Yeah, I don't expect the Vayne lane to go aggressive this early. They want to respect the amount of peel that Janna provides, and being that it is an Alistar, Janna will be able to shut down the initial engage coming from that.
And looks like Navi, though, will be sporting the Dragon Slayer version, not the flashier project game that we're seeing as of recent. But meanwhile, though, looking at things, Stellar, as you mentioned, a little bit trickier for him, lower on the mana spectrum, can't really go full on against BAM.
I really like the interaction of Arcane Comet and CC abilities. It just ensures that your Comet will land on them, and on your Rise, you have that point and click route,
yeah.
very oppressive. It ensures that extra damage when you go for these trades, but Lucis, he's doing sneaky stuff. Oh.
Oh, is he gonna go for it though? Looks
The
like,
beast gave it away.
Yeah. Man, but still, I mean, it's interesting because if you're gonna look at things though, the CS struggle for Stellar definitely translating against BAM, 21 to 32 CS. So yeah, we'll just have to see how Stellar will deal with that in the earlier phases, especially later on.
Yeah, will he have a stellar performance and possibly help MCL? But there's aggression in the bot lane.
Indeed, that's going to be aggression indeed. Looks like Hatred going to be coming in for the response.
Great knockup!
Gets 2 knockups onto the members of TUP. Looks like TUP kind of forced to contend with this duel. Hatred, though, a little bit on the squishier side. First blood will go to Miko, and that will be a step up for TUP.
Yeah, regardless of that great knockup coming from Hatred, the heal, it came off late coming from the Tristan, and unfortunately, a first blood going over to TUP.
And it's interesting because Hatred went into that fight full health and started feeling the pain once he went in.
The immediate focus fire onto him by all of the members of TUP, because we all know once Jarvan flag and drags and he has no more escapes, and even if he flashed, there was the response from TUP. They're able to gap close enough and deal enough damage to pick up their exit kill.
I like the communication there. Like, as soon as that Jarvan went in, everybody just focus fired him right away. And if we're going to think about it, like if it were any other scenario, if a team isn't quite on the same page, if they don't communicate as much, I feel like there could have still been that other person just naturally going for the lower health targets. But then again, it's just very telling as to how well the synergy goes for TP. And that's kind of the reason why they're in top 1 right now. So I'm not really as surprised perhaps, but it's quite refreshing to see that there is that type of coordination in the LVL.
Yeah, I do agree that communication is one of the keys if you want to win in competitive League of Legends. And I think since TUP's communication has been on point, they have been able to top the standings as far as how the LVL term has been going.
True, indeed. Meanwhile, though, again, CS differences across the board, with the exception of ADC, kind of playing equal. But for top as well as mid, Acedia and BAM are definitely having a better time in comparison to their counterparts. A little bit more for BAM against Stellar, though. And I'm kind of worried for Stellar as to how well he'll be able to transition. But meanwhile, it looks like he does have Tear of the Goddess, though, so should alleviate a little bit of those problems. But as far as damage, not quite there just yet.
Yeah, Horizon needs to complete core items if he wants to deal damage, and he is building towards that. He does stack Tear of the Goddess fairly quickly. Being a ability spam champion, you just want to mash your keyboard on the minions, try to stack your tier as fast as possible. But right now, though, he is still being pushed into tower. He needs to play fairly passively, unless Hatred wants to change that by going for a gank.
He looks like Hatred just kind of making a drive through. Welcome to mid lane. Can I take your order? Looks like no order taken. So meanwhile, BAM just going to continually shove out this lane. And it's interesting. I like how when these waves eventually come in, it's not really a scenario wherein Stellar could last hit each one just because of how much of a chunk of damage the turret deals. Hindi siya yung tipong balance na, you know how the waves in the front, you do that 2 tower hits and then you get that last hit. It's not really that scenario once the wave comes in. Just
because he's doing some cheeky stuff in the bush. He knows their control bar, but he's just playing his bell.
Man.
Oh, Za!
Oh,
He does have flash.
Saw gonna try something. No, looks like.
He'll tax his lane.
Yep. Let's get a little bit of CS here and there.
Feels bad for the Vayne where a jungler comes in for a gank and just taxes the lane, but it does allow the push to come faster to turret and will deny some CS. Justana does struggle to last hit one of those cannon minions because her explosive shot will deal more damage. Oh, Hatred face checks!
Oh, Hatred, yeah, between both Da and Miko. Looks
What
like
a denial!
Dragon Flag, but still away from the comfort, and Bam will be securing that kill. Man, oh man.
What a great denial with the explosive cast coming from Star, really showing up, showing his mechanics, and like I said, he is one of the X factors for TUP's lineup, and I think that pick onto the jungler will signal TUP to pick up this free Cloud Drake.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you bring that up because, I mean, during the last game that TUP had, we've been highlighting Acedia, we've been highlighting Bam, we've been highlighting Navi and Miko. We weren't able to talk about Za that much, so it's nice to see that, you know, this is the type of game where you really show just how much of an impact he has as a jungler as far as influencing lanes, influencing pressure across the board. But looks like Dragon Flag coming in.
There is no Cataclysm yet.
Oops, looks like won't be pursuing just yet. Doesn't want to overextend the boundaries there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hatred, he isn't level 6 yet. He isn't able to lock down the Flash's Alistair yet. So that dive, even though they weren't able to pick up the kill on Stellar, they do burn both of his summoners. And with the Flash still being up on the Gragas, he can possibly go for a revisit down mid lane and look for a kill there.
And you have to take note, Hatred's the person that's not really having the best time right now. I mean, the 2 kills that TP has, all on him. So, I mean, overall, definitely has a little bit of catching up to do to Za, in which case, who has been seeing a little bit more success in his progressiveness thus far across the map. Meanwhile, though, for this, let's go ahead and see. Looks like Hatred is kind of lingering, looking for an opportunity. Looks like that wave is pushed in
Very
towards top,
dangerous
though.
for him.
Won't be able to push for anything.
Yeah, it's very dangerous to go for these invade knowing that Stellar did recall and go back to base. You wouldn't be able to support your jungler if he was caught out. But with that being said, I like the adjustment coming from MCL. They picked up their vision items earlier this game compared to last game.
Right.
They now have the Tracker's Knife onto the Jarvan, and they've begun setting up vision. I really like the adaptation coming from them.
Yeah, and it's definitely a learning experience. And that's the advantages of having LVL with the coaching structures for across the board for most teams, because it gives the players that eye as to what kind of went wrong for them. And like you mentioned earlier, for Game 1 in MCL's case, they were a little bit late on the vision game. And it's nice to see that those small corrections have been being made, and it does kind of alleviate a little bit of the problems that they've had during Game 1. Let's go ahead and see if that does continue and leads
Here we
them
go.
to win. Meanwhile, knocked up onto McClure. Looks like they will be pursuing under turret. Looks like the tankier members from TUP are going to be taking most of the damage. Miko is going to start to lock away. Will start to transition onto draw. Meanwhile, it's Navi that takes the damage there. Will get caught up by Hatred. Hatred will be... Oh no, it's actually Asuka.
Loses
That
his
gets
flash.
The final hit right there. MCL on the offense. Cataclysm into Miko. Miko knocks away Hatred, but looks like Asuka will be dealing with the Mad Cow. Double kill for Asuka. Looks like they're not done just yet. Za might be the next casualty here. Bam is making his way. Za caught between 3 members to deal with onto MCL. Meanwhile, Stellar goes in onto Bam, and that will be the rest of MCL. Full collapse onto TUP in a total of a 4-for-0.
Yeah, just in a snap, 4 kills already the side of MCL Warlocks. I like the response from them, and 3 of those kills all went to this Justin, and that is massive for them in this early game.
And overall, this is definitely... I like the step up here coming in from MCL. Meanwhile, Lucis gonna try his luck. Doesn't want to push it onto Acedia though.
Yeah, he needs to respect the Grand Duelist. You definitely don't want to go for a 1v1 versus somebody with a title like that.
Meanwhile, double Dark Ring. Dark Seal, rather.
Dark Ring.
Yeah. I was thinking of
Dorian Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that because the passive from Dark Seal, it buffs the Corrupting Potion. It allows him to sustain even more in lane. It'll just help him to go for more of these chases, constantly shove in Acedia.
Yeah, definitely complements that Corrupting Potion right there. Just allows him to just be literally the poison in the top lane that Acedia has to deal with. But I'd say, even though that's the case, Acedia definitely holding his own. Like I mentioned, it's up in CS, but then again, Lucis did make up for it by getting those 3 assists earlier.
Yeah, the proactive teleport there, and with Asedia not opting to teleport, he opted to go for more chip damage on the top lane tower. That is what Fiora does though. She does shred towers fairly quickly if she's given time, but this early into the game, Lucis can afford to leave lane a bit because Fiora doesn't have enough damage yet to actually take out the tower.
Looks like Stellar, though, is nearing the completion of his first item, Abyssal Mask. So that will help him a little bit there in dealing with some of the damage there that Bomb is dishing out. Ooh, looks like TUP, they're going to try a little sneaky maneuver. Asuka, though, has to be careful. Could rocket jump his way out of there, though.
Hatred
but then again,
is
Hatred
here,
as well.
though.
Okay, that was a little bit anticlimactic, but no action just yet. Meanwhile, I don't think they're aware that Hatred is there, though.
Yeah, I think Asuka could have baited for that better because there was protection coming from the Janna and a counter gank coming. That could have been disastrous for TUP if they went forward.
And again, though, I guess there is a little bit of that respect as well. Meanwhile, though, looks like Luz is taking quite a bit of damage there from Asedia. Asedia just kind of flinged away. Is slowed a bit, is dealing with a lot of poison. But Luz does have to try to walk this out. Asedia is going to go for the dive. He might not come out alive. And down both top laners go.
Yeah, right there, Asedia. The Hex Drinker buys him enough time to actually pick up the kill, but still, rule number 1 of League of Legends, you do not chase Singed.
Yep, you just pretty much what we told everyone earlier, and that's what happens, ladies and gents. But still, I mean, as far as overall, it just goes to show that Luz is definitely going to be a pest for Asedia to deal with in this top lane. And we'll just have to see how that will work out for him, because Asedia definitely not going to be in a position to just go for super snowball, in which case I think that's definitely something that we have pretty much solidified here as far as what just happened right there in the top lane. And meanwhile, though, TUP starting to establish a little bit of control over this Dragon side. Dragon is up for them to take right now. Meanwhile, Hatred will be duking out with Zaw. They
nice dunk.
Out. Great response coming in from Stellar. Zaw taking so much damage, and it's ultimately taken down. Vengeance for Hatred is real.
I like the synergy coming from the mid and jungle of MCL Warlocks, and I think that will force TUP to back off.
Meanwhile, Bomb establishing turret onto the mid lane of MCL. Yeah, no, man, I like how MCL is playing this early game thus far. Definitely refreshing step up from game 1 earlier.
Yeah, but the gold is still in the favor of TUP with that tower being down in the mid lane. The Azir able to take it down fairly quickly, but the gold distribution, we have to note, Asuka on this Tristana does have 3 of his team's kills, and that is big for a Tristana.
Man, oh man, we'll just have to see how Navi and Miko will be dealing with that in the bot lane, though, because continuously we are seeing that both laners, I mean, no switches just yet. I mean, we've already hit the 15-minute mark. Not as much action as I would have expected, but
there's a blue buff invade.
Oh, meanwhile,
TUP invaded the blue side jungle of MCL. I wonder what will they find.
Let's see if that will be fruitful. Meanwhile, loses a little bit in too late there to spot that out. Looks like still, though, objective advantage is in TUP's court. A dragon as well as a turret taken by them. Thus far, Lucius definitely holding his own in this top lane, though, not allowing Asedia any takedowns towards the top side, just balancing the waves really well.
Yeah, I think as we transition into this mid-game point of the game, things have kind of slowed down, but whoa, Lucius, you are in trouble, buddy.
Yes, Lucius just trying to kite Asedia here. Asedia trying to figure things out. Looks like Lucius will find himself in 4, and Terry Hatred will be going for the response. So
oh my god.
Asedia gets flinged. Asedia taking the poison, and down he goes. Looks like MCL gonna go for the collapse this time, and down 2 members of TUP go down for nothing in favor of MCL.
Lucius, he chugs on the corrupting potion forever, and 44 Asedia. He doesn't deal enough damage yet in order to pop the Singe instantly, and for MCL, a great collapse towards the top lane, able to out-roam the members of TUP. It will net them the tower.
Yes, and MCL looks like they have, I mean, it's a little bit of a difference in terms of goal, but
they're
still,
working towards that upset.
Yeah, slowly climbing their way. I mean, sometimes it's not about that instant up. It's slow. It's that slow build up. And if MCL continues to play this methodically as they are, and capitalize on, because from what I'm seeing, it's not just MCL stepping up their game. It's also TUP making miscalculations here and there. And they've really been paying the price thus far. If anything, MCL has been capitalizing on it to the T thus far from what we've been seeing here in this game. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and see if MCL will go for a potential Rift Herald take, because with this turret, they definitely have that power to be a little bit more in control of taking that objective.
Yeah, but Aseje though, he's being pushed around by the Singe. I don't think he can deal with Lucis alone. For TUP, they're gonna have to send at least one more member to help lock down that Singe, because he's very hard to kill. Being able to move that fast and being so oppressive, it's just going to be very annoying to deal with Lucis at this stage in the game.
I agree with you there, and I like how the Singe pick is... It somewhat cripples TUP to an extent, because we've been talking about how if TUP Acedia kind of snowballs, then it's like there's no point of coming back from there. That's just pretty much Acedia at his A game, just gonna exert the dominance that he is capable of. But by crippling him in a way wherein he's not only in a position wherein he can snowball, but in fact in a position wherein he's kind of restrained as far as what he can do on this map, that gives a lot more room for MCL to maneuver and establish a bit more control just because of crippling that one lane.
Yeah, because the majority of TUP's games have been centered around Acedia drawing pressure top lane, drawing multiple members to him, but if he isn't able to draw and absorb that pressure, if he isn't drawing the junglers to his lane, it doesn't enable the rest of his team to play as freely as before.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how that works out for him, though. Meanwhile, take note, with Lucis being the prime distraction for MCL to work, I mean, look at it. It's definitely translating beautifully. Hatred earlier was 0-2. Now sitting at a 3-2-4. Made a great comeback. Meanwhile, TUP gonna be getting that Dragon, though. But yeah, as I was saying, Hatred making a good comeback, and Stellar and Asuka. Great standings for them thus far if you're going to look
at... Miko's back around.
Oh, are they going to try for something though? Miko gets the knockup on to Asuka. Meanwhile though, looks like Asuka will rocket jump his way out of their bomb, trying to go in onto the Tristana, but that's going to be a Cataclysm locking onto both Bomb and Sa. Sa taking most of the turret damage right there. MCL going to be going for the counter. Navi very, very low. Sa as well going to be, might be the first of all. Miko tries to stop his members, gets the knockup onto the rest of MCL. Meanwhile, Stellar tries to run this out. Bomb getting the kill onto Stellar. Looks like this fight isn't done just yet. MCL very low across the board, but TUP managing to turn things around for that one kill.
Yeah, such an extended fight. Everybody dropping so low, so many targets to hit, but unfortunately for MCL, TUP are able to pick up their mid laner.
TUP.
It was such a messy fight.
It was messy, and I'm surprised in the sense that I was expecting a lot more casualties. I was expecting that to kind of be maybe a 1-4, maybe a 2-5 ace, but no, I mean, in the midst of all the chaos, only one kill, and it was only Stellar that went down. So
yeah, but with that being said, all the summoners were burned, so the next fight, no summoner spells available. It will be very explosive for both of these teams.
Indeed, we'll just have to see how it'll go down. It all comes down to execution in that next fight amidst the handicap of not having summoner spells across the board for most of everyone. I mean, look at everybody here on the board. Everybody has cooldowns on most other summoners. The only things that I'm seeing up are the smites and the splash from McClurg. Other than that,
TUP!
Gutsy move on this
very
Baron.
sneaky.
MCL not even aware at all, not even thinking that this is going to be an early take from TUP, and that will indeed be Baron secured. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, another sneaky Baron by TUP. The calls from their jungler are huge this game, and with that being said, that can possibly be the key to stopping the siege from this Tristana.
Oh man, let's go ahead and see though. MCL continuing to push towards bot side. Meanwhile, Miko and Navi make the transition towards top side. They have swapped it out between themselves and Acedia.
Base race.
Looks like Sa and Acedia will be dealing with this aggression coming in from the bot side. MCL does get, so it's a little bit of a trade happening.
Yeah, MCL, they have to recall here and deal with this big wave that's being pushed in by TUP.
I mean, not just between topside. Take note, Bomb is pushing out towards mid as well. So that is still has to do with that. Is going to be the knockup onto Stellar. Navi getting all those auto attacks onto the rise, and down he goes. Navi getting the kill. Looks like TUP isn't done just yet though. Bomb pushing out this mid lane, further pressure that MCL has to deal with, and what a reversal. Baron buff really starting to throw MCL off that slow build-up.
Oh my god, they got so much off of this. I like the counter-attack coming from TUP and the disrespect coming from Stellar. He didn't realize that Alex could have CC'd him for days right there. But there's an engage.
Oh, Hatred. Looks like gonna try to go here onto Navi. Miko as well gonna get knocked up. That's gonna be a disengage coming in from McClure, but Natsuka getting the kill onto Navi. Meanwhile, that is gonna be the shutdown onto Natsuka. ADC's down. Looks like Acedia gonna try to get a cleanup, but no, there is still members of MCL trying to balance it out. That will be the inhibitor though. Mission accomplished. TUP able to take down that inhibitor. Hatred trying to chase down Acedia. Acedia very, very low. Looks like Stellar gonna cut off escape from Acedia right then and there. Meanwhile, Saw goes for the dive in. Stellar very, very low. Is taken down. Meanwhile, Bomb just obliterates the rest of MCL in that case. Man, look at the casualties.
Bammy absolutely shreds the members of MCL with the Baron buff still on them. Azir, he pushes towers fairly fast. Will that be the comeback for TUP?
I don't know. I think that might be the comeback. Look at the turret. Bam making good work of that.
Oh my god,
Azir! As well, but down he goes. Taking down Lucis before taken down himself by Asuka. But wow, I mean, that's probably the best value I've seen out of a sneaky Baron take ever.
Man, Arctic, just in a span of 2 minutes, everything just turned around for the members of TUP. And look at this Stellar. He gets CC locked by the Gragas. Great job there from Za. Peeling for this Azir that deals so much damage. And oh my god.
And that's what we've been talking about Za, in which case
he's the X Factor, man.
He's the X Factor that enables the rest of TUP to make that climb, to just skyrocket into oblivion. And grabe, like I was mentioning, that was the most value I've seen a team ever make of a Baron take in a position wherein things were kind of even before things exploded.
Yeah, the tables have definitely turned in the favor of TUP just off of that sneaky Baron, but Hatred, you have no escape.
Hatred, a little bit of a flag and drag into his death there. Saw securing the kill, and this is TUP with all the potential in the world to potentially get a finish. Let's go ahead and see if that will reach feasibility though. Meanwhile, MCL, it's so interesting. I mean, a few minutes ago, MCL was exerting their dominance on this map, was able to establish great control, but I mean, like I mentioned, it's like that super value meal for TUP. And I don't know, man.
Super value meal?
Yeah, it's like buy one, take 7.
Where can I get that?
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to ask TUP because that's what they get. Buy one Baron, get 7 objectives.
Yeah, it looks like they will be pushing strong as 4 here. Standard setup. Will MCL go for an engage? Here it comes.
Here it comes indeed. Zaga's going to get flinked into the members of MCL, but take note, Navi is dishing out quite the damage there. MCL gets kind of forced to back away a bit. Navi taking quite a bit there. It's taken down by Asuka. Meanwhile, though, take note, there are waves pushing out across the board. TUP loses 2 members in the process, though.
This is a very, very messy fight, Arctic.
Acedia forced to deal with both Stellar and Hatred. Acedia, though,
he's doing it
for Stellar, is going to take him down. Meanwhile, looks like Hatred is going to be the next target, though. Gets blown away by McClure. No further casualties right there. Meanwhile, though, Bam is pushing out towards bot side. Is going to try to finish it. That's going to be Rima Shuffle onto 2 members of TUP. Hatred might be the next casualty, but no escapes under this comfort of their base. Meanwhile, Bam just takes him down, not even going into the base. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, in quite the fashion. Congratulations, TUP taking it 2-0 against MCL.
Yeah, an emphatic fashion, I should say. TUP, they solidify their spot in first place. Man, no place was safe for anybody from MCL.
Oh my goodness. I'm speechless right
That
here.
was such a turnaround, like, really. In the span of 2 minutes, just from that Baron, everything just shifted in the favor of TUP.
Yeah, just that one objective changed the course of everything.
You gotta get the value meals, man.
Yeah, 1 for 7. I mean, I gotta ask TUP after this, where can I get that value meal? But yeah, that just curbed the hunger for TUP right there. But MCL, we gotta hand it to them. I like to step up from earlier parts of the mid game. Definitely worked out for them.
Yeah, they did have some bright spots. They've shown they can adapt. They can take an early game lead off of the top team in the LVL, and we'd like to see more of this from MCL if they want to climb the standings.
Yeah, I mean, overall, you can't really say that MCL in a bad spot because I think just the fact that they were able to contend against TUP, who is potentially a crowd favorite to win LVL right now, just goes to show that just a little bit more polishing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they could make that climb.
Definitely.
But nonetheless, ladies and gents, that was quite explosive. Second match for match 2. Once again, congratulations to TUP Long-Term Del Pro Division. But when we come back again, the highlight match that everyone has been looking for, UPD versus UST. They take the stage. Let's go ahead and find out who will win that. Before the meantime, we're going to be taking a quick breakdown. We have been your counselors, Arthur Cat, your service fam. With me is Chisto. This is the Lowell Varsity League 2017 summer season, powered by Lenovo. Light the Sky. We'll be right back in just a few. Cubs! Here it comes indeed. Zaga's gonna get flinked into the members of MCL, but take note, Navi is dishing out quite the damage here. MCL gets kind of forced to back away a bit. Navi taking quite a bit there. It's taken down by Asuka. Meanwhile, though, take note, there are waves pushing out across the board. TUP loses 2 members in the process, though.
This is a very, very messy fight, Arctic.
Acedia goes to deal with both Stellar and Hatred. Acedia, though,
he's doing it
for Stellar. Is going to take him down. Meanwhile, looks like Hatred is going to be the next target, though. Gets blown away by Rima Shuffle onto 2 members of TUP. Hatred might be the next casualty, but no escapes under this comfort of their base. Meanwhile, Bam just takes him down, not even going into the base. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, in quite the fashion. Congratulations, TUP taking it 2-0 against MCL.
Yeah, an emphatic
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.